again. While the entire MotoGP paddock was once again mesmerised by Marc Márquez's fame, the atmosphere suddenly heated up when one rider appeared fearless and dared to challenge the legend's dominance. Marco Bezzecchi became the most serious topic in the paddock, not with empty words, but with an attitude and reactions that made many eyes widen. Could this be a sign of a new rival ready to challenge Marquez on the track? Let's discuss. The 2025 season marked a significant turning point in Bezzecchi's career. Riding with Aprilia, the Italian rider performed more consistently and aggressively while also making smarter decisions on the track. He no longer relied solely on courage. He could read racing situations intelligently and efficiently. His consistent performance from one race to the next gradually changed the public's perception of him. From a mere potential rider to a serious contender for the 2026 MotoGP World Championship. Aprilia's success throughout the 2025 season was crucial to Marco Bezzecchi's rise. Despite Ducati's seemingly unshakable dominance, Aprilia was initially doubted about its ability to perform consistently from series to series. However, what happened on the track told a different story. The Nola-based manufacturer demonstrated significant progress in motorcycle development and racing approach, and Bezzecchi was the most visible representative of this leap. He performed solidly in a variety of racing conditions, from tracks demanding pure speed to technical circuits testing physical and mental endurance. He was no longer just collecting points. He appeared aggressively at the front several times, putting direct pressure on Marc Márquez in intense duels that captured the attention of the paddock. His confidence appeared to grow as he matured in his ability to read the race and manage his pace. This momentum was further strengthened by Aprilia CEO Massimo Rivola's firm statement. Rivola openly asserted that Aprilia now has all the necessary elements to challenge Ducati's dominance in the 2026 season, with Bezzecchi at the heart of this ambitious project. This statement was not mere optimism, but rather a reflection of the team's confidence in their direction. According to Rivola, Aprilia is no longer seen as a dark horse thanks to the combination of a continuously evolving bike, an increasingly stable team structure, and Bezzecchi's maturity as a rider. They are now positioned as real frontrunners, a team capable of disrupting and potentially changing the competitive MotoGP landscape in the near future. Interestingly, amidst the torrent of praise and predictions directed at him, Bezzecchi has shown the opposite attitude. Instead of getting carried away by the euphoria, he chooses to remain grounded. When asked about his chances of challenging Marquez, Bezzecchi responded calmly and calculatedly. He emphasized that it is too early to draw conclusions about a title fight. According to him, the true map of strength will only be revealed after the full pre-season testing series is complete and the official races begin. MotoGP, he said, is not about one or two quick moments, but about consistency under high pressure throughout the season. This attitude reflects his growing mental maturity, a crucial asset in the notoriously cutthroat and demanding MotoGP competition. The 2025 season itself served as strong evidence that Bezzecchi is not only fast on the track, but also mentally tough. He engaged in several direct duels with Marquez, defending himself and daring to attack at crucial moments. Interestingly, Bezzecchi seemed to grow in confidence precisely in these high-pressure situations. Facing big names didn't intimidate him. Instead, it spurred him to improve. This signaled that Bezzecchi was no longer just a potential rider, but a competitor ready to take on major challenges with composure. Despite his fearlessness, Bezzecchi knows that being a favourite doesn't guarantee success. He understands the complexities of MotoGP, including bike development, circuit adaptation, track conditions, and maintaining consistency throughout the season. Therefore, Bezzecchi chooses to focus on the process, not the label. This approach is widely appreciated by MotoGP observers, who view his attitude as that of a professional rider ready to advance. While Bezzecchi prepares to be a major contender in the upcoming season, Marquez has recaptured the public's attention with a quiet yet meaningful move. After months out of the spotlight due to a serious injury, Marquez finally returned to the track in a private, controlled session, not in front of large cameras. On Thursday, January 8, 2026, Marquez participated in a closed practice session at the Aspar circuit in Valencia. This moment was significant because it was his first time riding a sport bike since injuring his right shoulder. He sustained the injury in a serious accident at the Indonesian MotoGP on October 5, 2025, when he collided with Bezzecchi at the Mandalika circuit. The incident forced him to undergo surgery and a lengthy, uncertain recovery period. Prior to this session, Marquez had tested a motocross bike as part of his physical rehabilitation and reflex strengthening efforts. However, the training in Valencia held far greater symbolic weight. It was a turning point in his comeback, signalling that Marquez was preparing to return to competing at the highest level with unwavering ambition. For this session, Marquez rode a Ducati Panigale fortitude, a bike chosen for its enhanced physical performance and recovery capabilities. Ducati fully supported the session. Davide Tardossi and the Ducati course technical team were present to ensure that everything ran safely and smoothly. Marquez was accompanied by his younger brother, Alex Marquez, as well as young rider Fermin Aldeguer. Aldeguer crashed and fractured his left femur, but the session symbolised togetherness and full support for Marquez's comeback. In an Instagram post, Marquez wrote optimistically, "Riding for the first time in 2026, back on the bike and getting back to feeling good." Though he is still training privately and away from the public spotlight, Marc Márquez's move is seen by many as a strong signal that he is serious about preparing for the 2026 MotoGP season. Ducati is rumoured to be taking things seriously as well. The Borgo Panigale manufacturer has reportedly organised a follow-up session in Portimao at the end of January, where Marquez will test the Panigale 5.4S with settings and characteristics increasingly similar to those of a real MotoGP bike. Every lap, every piece of data, and every small detail is part of his grand plan for a comeback. Now, two major narratives are clearly emerging. On the one hand, we witness the rise of a legend, a rider who dominated an era, suffered a long-term injury, and was doubted by many. Now, he is slowly emerging from the shadows without much fanfare. With every turn of the wheel, it becomes clear that his competitive fire has not yet died down. On the other hand, a new challenger is emerging. He is increasingly confident and no longer merely learning or waiting for his moment. He is bold, calm, and undaunted in the face of Marc Márquez, whose shadow has haunted the MotoGP paddock for years. As Bezzecchi matures mentally and technically, the 2026 MotoGP season will be about more than just track dominance. It will be a generational battle, a clash of ambitions and mental toughness. Is Bezzecchi ready to dethrone the king, or will Marquez reaffirm his rightful place on the throne? Let us know your thoughts below.